Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo, and we are here this morning for RWBY, Volume 6, Episode 2. Oh, so I was making some tea, got the water boiling, or set the water boiling. I went and took a shower, and I hopped out of the shower and grabbed the tea, and then I sat down, and I refreshed the RWBY page, and it's up. Yes. Awesome. I'm gonna have to make some RWBY paper pals. I call these things paper pals, by the way. I make them. They're paper cutouts, just taped to sticks with some wires in there to hold them steady, and I draw them with pencils and colored pencils and stuff. I got a feeling that RWBY's gonna need some paper pals, at least of the four mains. That'll be fun to do. Anyway, some things to talk about before we get into the episode. It's important stuff that needs to be said. Go support the official release. If you love RWBY content, go pay for it. Put your money where your mouth is. Vote with your wallet, because that is what makes things happen in this world. That is what gets things done in this world. Speaking of which, if you happen to enjoy my content, I have a Patreon. It's a thing. It's patreon.com/Teeaboo. I love all of you who are already supporting me. There are a few of you, and you are the best. You're the bomb diggity dog. I love you. But if you want to support this channel and what I do and the way I do it, Patreon exists. Also, you get some cool rewards. There's access to a private Discord for the Boo crew, and early access to a lot of my content. I'm changing up the way I do early access. So it will be early access to previously aired shows. So Evangelion, Sangatsu no Lion, Ginga Eiyuu Densetsu, and some other things that I'm watching that are already aired. I am 1 week ahead on, and then I'm going to start releasing the currently airing shows on time when they release, which makes this morning kind of crazy busy because I've got like 3 shows besides RWBY to do this morning, and not just react to, but render and edit and get out. So, crazy morning, but we're starting off the day with the most hyped thing of the day, and that's RWBY. Also, if you do like this content, if you appreciate this, hit me with a like. The subs are always appreciated too. We just crossed the 500 sub line, which is like, it's amazing. We just crossed 500 subs. I think it was 2 days ago. Yeah, it was 2 days ago. Crossed 500 subs, and I'm 1 day from being a channel in existence for a month. I started uploading on October 4th. It is November 3rd. 1 month, 500 subs, and now we're at like 560. We growing. It's good stuff. Anyway, I just wanted to shout this stuff out, and also, I'm going to mention this in every video for a little while. Ring the bell if you want to get all of my content. I've gotten some comments from some people, from some subs who have not gotten my content on time, and that sucks. YouTube is doing that thing that it occasionally does where it just doesn't give subs the things they're subscribed to. If you want to remedy that, the bell is the way to do it. That's all I'm going to say about it. Also, just a quick note. My last video, the timer-based one, with no copyright problems at all. No copyright problems. It got taken down for about 5 days, and it got taken down for a community guidelines strike. Listed as spam and deceptive practices. I don't think I deceived anybody in that video. It was RWBY, Volume 6, Episode 1, full reaction with timer. It was very clear that it was the timer-based version. I don't think I deceived anyone. What I think happened was somebody was pissed that I dropped Goblin Slayer. And they decided to flag this video. Please, in the future, not just for this channel, but for any channel, please do not flag videos as spam unless they're actually spam. Just don't do it. Don't do it. just if you're wondering, it's an effective way to screw over a creator. It's really effective. Having that video down for most of the week that it mattered really hurt. Really sucks. Like I don't make money off of views or anything like that. But what I do care about is getting people onto my channel so that they can experience all the awesome stuff that I have. And maybe a tenth of a percent of them decide that they want to support me on Patreon. I don't make money off of views. I don't monetize this content through YouTube. But I care about getting viewership, and I care about growing as a channel. So that kind of sucks to have a video taken down for like a week. So please, for all channels, for all content, if it's not spam or awful, don't flag it. Just leave it be. Throw a dislike on it if you have to, but just leave it be. Anyway, enough about that. I've already got 12 minutes recorded or something like that. I've got RWBY up. Let's get into it. I don't like... Why did that happen? I'm not using lots of processing power. Weird. It's Cinder. Holy shit. That makes more sense than anything. The hooded woman is Cinder. Yup. Yup. Also, we're gonna get some Oscar stuff this episode, just from the thumbnail. Oh, that was such a good transition. Oh, man. Rip in pieces. It's Cinder, and she's falling. Is she underwater? No, she's stuck in something. Still has her grim arm. We're gonna get some serious character development for Cinder. Whoa. Was that a trick of the light, or did she just create ice? Yeah, not feeling so hot. She's an outcast from Salem now. She could go on an interesting character arc. Like a really...
Are you okay?
Really interesting character arc.
Where did you...
Yeah. And she can't interact with people. No, she's still evil. Damn it! That...
We need to take the relic to Alice.
Ah, that could be so good.
That's what I said.
If she goes through a bad guy forced to be humbled character arc. Wow, that was a great shot of Nora. That was really good.
Well, trust me, I'm not crazy about it either. And without the Spring Maiden here to seal the relic back in its vault, it's our best option.
Atlas may be the safest kingdom we have at the moment, but their borders are closed. General Ironwood called everyone back.
Exposition?
Not everyone.
Okie
The city of Argus is a ways north of us, and it's the primary trading port between Anima and Solitas. They've got the largest Atlas military base outside of the kingdom, There's no way they'd leave it abandoned, and if we play our cards right, I think there's a good chance we could convince them to escort us straight to Ironwood.
I mean, we do have the missing heiress to the Schnee Dust Company. Ex-heiress, actually.
Right.
True. But if there's a chance of reward money, I say we go for it.
Hopefully, the first option will suffice.
Okay, so what are they
Glad
going to be
see
pissed at
you're
him for?
feeling better.
Likewise. And while I'm sure we could all use more time to
Uncovered
recover,
is the name of the episode.
I'm afraid time is of the essence.
Right. As long as that thing's out in the open, its power could fall into the wrong hands.
Speaking of, what does it do, exactly? Crow never really told us.
We gonna get some backstory, world building.
Of course,
Ah,
the
oh.
Relic of Knowledge has a wonderful and incredibly dangerous ability.
Okay.
Its user can ask any question, and the lamp will provide an answer.
Intriguing.
That's incredible.
Indeed. However, it's not without drawbacks.
Yeah, what's the sacrifice?
The lamp cannot tell you of events that have yet to happen.
Okay, so it can't tell the
And
future.
it will only ever answer 3 questions every 100 years.
Oh. When is the timer up?
Well, I guess that's not so bad. Adds a lot of pressure, though.
Then let's put it to a vote. What should we ask first? Oh, can we ask for more questions? Can't we ask for
No.
more questions?
They're not wishes.
Nora. No, Nora, no.
I'm afraid you won't be able to ask it anything at the moment.
Yeah.
The questions were used before I sealed it away.
Well,
Which was
at least
when?
now we know what it is. And we'll be sure
When?
to keep it safe.
When? When does it become active again, though? Do all the relics have interesting things like this? Okay.
Great. This is just great. We're stranded. We lost a third of our party, and we have gained a defenseless old
Okay.
lady.
We're gonna have Maria character introduction. I doubt she's defenseless.
My name is Maria Caravera, and I am not defenseless.
She's
I'm just a little hard of hearing.
Dia de los Muertos
and
themed.
blind without my eyes.
And her
that
voice
are in
actress is
desperate
Hispanic,
need of repair.
I think.
Okay, I'm starting to see your point.
Yang, knock it off, will ya? If we lose our cool now, we'll just be inviting even more
Oh.
Grim.
Does that even matter?
This is close to
Apparently,
the
we've been attracting
scene.
Grim since we left Haven.
Oh, and how could
Very
I forget about that?
close.
What happened to no more lies and half-truths?
Yeah,
Ah.
I think it's time we got an explanation.
Ah.
I
Ah.
did not lie to you.
Well, you certainly didn't tell us everything about the relic.
Please.
So.
Now is not the time.
No,
How do they
we're
become
past
ready
that.
to fight?
I want to know why you're still not telling us everything.
Where's Ruby? There she is. Okay.
It is true that the Grimm are attracted to the relics. It's faint but undeniable. I believe it has to do with their origin, but I'm not entirely sure. Regardless, I feared that making you all aware would only add anxiety and negativity. It seems like the safer option.
You know, I'm getting real tired of people choosing what's best for me.
Is that why you chose to lie to everyone about Lionheart too?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I believed the Kingdom of Mistral deserved better than the truth. And I believed Leonardo deserved to be remembered for his lifetime of service, and not the unfortunate missteps he made in his final years.
Missteps?
What Professor Lionheart did was reprehensible. I am not here to argue.
Unforgivable.
But does one lapse in judgment truly negate all of his good? Do we not all have regrets? You may have met Professor Lionheart, but you never met the man he was before Salem found him.
Look, we're supposed to be in this together. You can trust us. We're not gonna turn our backs on you.
Do you really think Leo was the first? That he didn't say those exact same words to me?
Ooh.
I'm sorry, but you have to understand that my behaviors are backed by experience. I'm not saying that I have reason to think you will betray me. I'm saying that I have reasons for the things that I do, the secrets I keep. The reason I... Where's the relic?
Right here. It got scattered in the crash.
Please, hand it over.
So all those times you talked about having faith in humanity, that was just for everyone else?
That's not what I meant to suggest. Miss Rose, The relic is a powerful item, and I simply feel as though it is my burden to bear.
But you said it couldn't do anything right now.
Why does it matter who carries it?
I need you to listen to me.
Buzz?
Hurry. He's trying to stop you.
Stop her from what?
He's afraid he'll find out what he's hiding.
So it does have a question left.
Her name is Jin. Say her name to summon her.
So she is a Jin. DJINN. And then we get time will stop. So that was Austin fighting Oscar. Oh shit though. Do we get a backstory Genie? Give me a backstory Genie. Yes. Please be a backstory Genie. Fuck yeah. Oh yes. It's a sexy backstory Genie.
Wonderful. Tell me, what knowledge do you seek?
All of it. Everything. Cinder. Cinder time, Cinder time. What you up to, girl? Hiding away. Okay. Yeah, you might want to hide your face. Yep. Nobody notices the clawed hand. Nah. Symbol. So conversation with the purple people. Ah. So are they the Phantom Troop?
That's far enough.
Ooh, she's got a Southern Belle accent. That's far enough. Here, have some monies.
Okay.
They're the Phantom Troop. Of course, not as badass, but...
You're little Miss Malachite?
Huh?
I'm Little Miss gonna skin you alive if you ever take that tone with me again.
If you ever take that
Looks
tone
like
with
your
me
life
again.
savings.
It was somebody's.
Oh.
Cute. What do you want for it?
I'm looking for these travelers.
Well, sweetheart, you came to the right place. A little jumpy today, hmm?
Yeah, little bit.
You know, I used to be afraid of spiders. Want to know what I did about it?
Learn to kill them.
Oh no, the world needs spiders. I just made the spiders work for me.
Batman style. Everybody here.
Give us a week. We'll find your travelers.
So it's a criminal guild of potentially hunters. Interesting.
We already know where they are. That big guy asked about them last week.
I know we know. But what we don't know
Is her, yeah.
is who here in Mistral might be asking about her.
Ah. So they do know about her.
Jin.
A being created by the god of light to aid humanity in its pursuit of knowledge.
Okay.
I've been graced with the ability to answer 3 questions every 100 years. You're in luck, as I'm still able to answer...
That's enough!
2 questions this era.
He'll tell them himself, instead of allowing them to waste a question.
It's a pleasure to see you again, old man.
RWBY, please. Don't.
Hey.
Whoa.
Do whatever you think is right, kiddo.
Whoa. Whoa. Tell us everything about Ozpin's past.
What is Ozpin hiding from us?
No!
Oh, yes! Whoa.
What?
Oh, she gets to go to Exposition World? Welcome to the Exposition Dimension.
Yay!
Time for you to see.
Blake!
Ooh, they all go.
RWBY!
Individually.
Yang!
The truth.
Once upon a time,
Oh. Oh, that's cool.
there stood a lonely tower.
That's very cool. Yes,
It
Exposition.
sheltered a lonely girl.
It's Salem?
Named Salem.
Yo. What? Is that a cliffhanger? Fuck. Oh, you tease. You tease, RWBY. Oh, roost your teeth, you tease. Hmm. These are storyboard sketches. Very cool. Very cool. So we get an exposition genie. That's so great. I can stop this recording. There's nothing I want to frame by frame or like look at in extraordinary depth. There are some things that I want to talk about though. There's some interesting things. So the first one is Cinder. During the reaction, I said, is she gonna go on an arc, right? Because unfortunately, in my mind, and this isn't a knock against RWBY or against Rooster Teeth or anything like that. I want to be clear, like, I'm not trying to knock them, but from a storytelling perspective, they have an opportunity here. They have an opportunity here with Cinder, and Cinder as a character is. I like her character, I love her character, but she's one-dimensional. Really. She's had a bit of change recently with her severed arm and losing her voice and stuff like that, and knowing fear of RWBY with the silver eyes. Okay, a little bit, but in terms of her personality and who she is and what she stands for and what she does and all of that, she has not changed since we first met her. She is evil because she's evil. We don't really know why. She is Salem's loyal henchman to a fair extent, and she is evil. She bad. Now, that's fine. It's fine to have a character who's just bad because, right? But I think that there was an opportunity here, and I won't call it a missed opportunity, but they've decided not to take it in the way that I was sort of hoping that they would. And that is, Cinder has lost a significant portion of her power and is wounded and is essentially at this point cast out from Salem's crew. She would have to go and beg as what's his face, guy with the scorpion tail thing. Can't remember his name right now, but you know who I'm talking about. As he did, to go back to Cinder and sort of beg forgiveness. But there's an interesting thing that you can do with evil characters in a scenario like this. You can have them change or not change by having them in a place of significant weakness. And so here's the way that this would play in my head, in my headcanon alternate dimension of RWBY where this happens. Cinder's there and she's crawling out of the cave and like and cute nice lady with the basket of fruit comes up to her and is initially shocked by Cinder's grim arm, right? But Cinder doesn't look up at her with anger and the fire in her eye. She collapses instead. And perhaps when she collapses, the grim arm fades, or perhaps not. Regardless, the lady, and we don't see this, we get to hear about it later. Cinder wakes up in a bed, and there's food on the bedside table, fruit probably, because it would be a good thematic callback to the lady carrying the fruit. There's fruit on the bedside table. And we meet these characters, this family. And we meet them probably not through the woman herself. The lady herself is out. She's out still doing things. And we meet the husband, who is a gruff but soft on the inside character and does not trust Cinder at all. Not even a little bit. Cinder is in a place of total weakness, total vulnerability, can't even get up or feed herself, right? And this guy tells her something about, if you ever do anything to hurt any of my family, I'll fucking murder you. Don't do it. And of course, Cinder just can't do anything, so she just sort of lays there. Just like, ah. And they of course are totally distrustful of her, partly because of the grim arm. It would be helpful if she couldn't speak still, so that she couldn't try to explain or say anything stupid. Then, over the course of the next days, as she's recovering, she meets the children of this family, and is contemptuous of them. You know, she sort of sneers at them, like, stupid kids. But over time, grows to almost care about them. You could show that in a number of ways. Maybe she actually uses the grim arm to, like, grab a toy that the kid lost or something like that. Then something happens that threatens the family. Something serious. Something from Cinder's past. Perhaps a grim attack. Actually, grim attack would be right on the money. Be perfect. And Cinder protects them. And then Cinder recovers. She's recovered well enough to protect them. And she does so. Puts herself in danger to protect the family. Specifically the children. You know, maybe one of the kids goes off and plays in the forest, and the mother and husband are, like, freaking out because they can't find him. And Cinder goes off into the forest. Right? Maybe she leaves at this point. In fact, there we go. There's a good way to do it. So she is recovered, for the most part. The kid goes off into the forest the same day that Cinder is leaving. She has decided to go on her way. She is grateful but won't show it to this family. And they watch her leave. She walks away. And then, a little bit later, the mother and husband are talking, and they talk about how they can't find their kid. Cinder, on her way out, runs into the kid being attacked by Grim. Cinder protects the kid, can't justify it, but protects the kid and brings the kid back and does it thanklessly. So leaves the kid's passed out maybe. leaves the kid on the doorstep, and we see some tenderness from Cinder in that moment. But she sort of looks inside, and the family is doing whatever they're doing, and she just leaves the kid and walks off into the darkness. Now, after that, Cinder can remain the exact same character, right? But there's a hint to us that she's a human, that she's a person with feelings and the potential to change. And we can call back to that later and have her choose to stay on the path that she's on of being evil Cinder. And that just adds, like, it adds layers and layers and layers of depth to what is essentially a one-note character. It would be so good to have a scene like that. It would take almost an entire episode. And so I understand not doing it. Totally understand it. But damn, that would put some respect in me for Cinder and for the writing in the show. I don't know. Maybe that sounds stupid. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on it. That's gonna be my alternate dimension headcanon for this, though. Cinder, at a point of vulnerability and helplessness, is shown mercy and kindness by a family who does not trust her because of who she is and what she is, but they help her anyway, and she gains a shred of humanity. That'll be really interesting. To me, in my mind. Does that sound stupid to you? Let me know. Comments. Always comments. Lots of comments. I love comments. But I wanted to talk about it because it's pretty cool. And, again, I don't think it's necessarily a missed opportunity. It's not the direction they want to go with the character, and that's fine. But it's a direction that they could go with the character. And that's something that I like to talk about. Anyway, the main thing this episode was we figured out the Ozpin in the snow and everybody angry thing. He's hiding stuff. He's responsible for Salem. Pretty clearly. That's it. Gotta be. And now we have an Exposition Genie, which is what I'm going to call her. She's a Jinn. Of course, taken from Jinn, the genie in the lamp. And of course, that's the root of the word genie. And we're gonna get some backstory, like hardcore world building backstory, which is going to probably show us Floating Boy Ozpin in the far past. Pretty interesting. Having an Exposition Genie is a clever way of doing this. Really is. I think it would be as clever, if not more clever, if Ozpin if his hand was forced and he was forced to tell them the story instead of them using one of the genie's things, but he's so against them learning, and they probably wouldn't trust that he would tell the truth. So this way we get to know that everything we are about to hear is the God's honest truth of the RWBY world, and we get to see it in beautiful full exposition-y land stuff, which is pretty cool. So they cliffhanged us, because of course they did. It was a good cliffhanger. I respect it. So we don't get to find out until next week. Okay. Cool episode. I am hype. Absolutely. I mean, last episode was the hype train. This episode, I'm hyped for Exposition. Super hype for Exposition, because it's something that we don't get a ton of in the RWBY universe. You know, we see things happen. We don't get lots of explanation of how they got to this point. We got a ton of it at one point with the Remnant shorts, but it still didn't reveal stuff like what the hell are Grimm and where do they come from? What is the history of this world? And we're gonna get to find out some of that stuff, which is amazing. So I'm hype. That's about it. I'm gonna wrap it up. This also, before I do, there's a question remaining, and it's gonna be an interesting one. I'll bet that question comes into play later, and I wonder what it'll be used for. I also wonder if the other relics have... Obviously they have similar powers, but do they have similar limitations? Interesting. In any case, I've been Teeaboo. This has been RWBY, Volume 6, Episode 2. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace.